Gosh, my friends. So, I am live today to talk about what happened last night because what a day, what an evening. So, last night I got off of Facebook. I had just messaged my friend Saris. I'm releasing our podcast episode in about a week and a half. Well, I guess no, today's Thursday. Wow, time flies. So in a week, and I was messaging her to ask for her updated bios and stuff. And earlier yesterday, I had posted a few anti-fascist posts. I had spoken up against the violence happening in Minnesota. I called out and thanked everybody who has been a whistleblower and trying to sound the alarm of what's been happening in the country for the last 10 years. I was just being me, showing up as I always was, or always do. And my Facebook got suspended. So that is the big piece of news, is my Facebook is currently gone again. And I'm not quite sure yet whether I'm going to even bother getting it back or not. So that's kind of where I'm at. And, this is the second time that Facebook has suspended me during a major launch. So in 2024, if you don't know this story, I was actively gathering authors for the project Shadow Alchemy. This was in February 2024. And all of a sudden one day, my profile was just gone. And it's actually pretty much happening exactly the same way this time. Suddenly I went to log on. Like I said, I had just DM'd my friend Saris about our podcast, asking for updated information, logged off, was away from keyboard for a few minutes, came back, my account was gone. It was exactly the same way in 2024. I actually wished a friend a happy birthday on Messenger, stepped away from my computer, came back, and my profile was gone. So no warnings, no reasons, just that my profile violates community standards. Last time and this time, they asked me to upload a selfie. I did that. Last time, they also asked me to upload an ID or form of identification. I did that. They suspended and completely banned my account anyway, and I had to get a lawyer involved. I don't know that I care. I don't know that I care enough to bother uploading my ID again. That's kind of where I'm at. I understand I was likely flagged yesterday by somebody who was very crabby that I posted critical things of our government, because we know that Meta is a platform that has basically, literally legally said it is okay to harass LGBTQ people and call them all kinds of names and accuse them of being mentally ill. But we also have a policy in place where there is an equal treatment of people who are literally harassing people for taking an anti-Trump stance or an anti-this administrative stance. And I can't help but feel the real energetic hypocrisy right now, because if you've been following along with me, you probably know my dear friend, Dr. Melissa Bird, and I have been doing this seasonal shenanigans series, and she's running for Congress. So that's the long story short. She's running for Congress. She's on Facebook. She gets so much hate speech that it literally makes my blood boil. Like, I've had to get off of Facebook before because the comments that she is getting are so disgusting. People saying no one cares what she has to say because she's a woman, calling her a fat pig, calling her just all kinds of absolutely awful names, even in some cases threatening violence because she's mentally deranged and just madness. And I've reported several of these comments in the past 3-4 months. None of them have come back as violating community standards. None of them. None of the reports that I have made of people using actually harassing language towards an individual person who is, not currently a public figure, not a government elected official yet, and therefore technically a private citizen, of course, putting themselves out on socials. But when we are critical of violence, we get our accounts banned and suspended. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I understand I was likely flagged because I chose to stand up against fascism. And honestly, I'm at a point where I don't have any problem with that. If I'm going to be banned for speaking truth to power, and that is too rebellious for the algorithm, it's too rebellious for the AI that are doing the moderation, I don't know that I care to fight that. I am feeling a little crabby about the timing because again, I'm in the middle of the launch of the Rebel Elements community, and we have IMLG coming up, and I believe we're at 9 days now. And it's either 9 or 10 days now. I'd look at my social post that I did yesterday, but I can't. And so it feels, less than great that I'm not going to be able to share my work with as many people, but it also invites me into this deeper teaching moment, right? This is not the first time that this has happened. And there is something really poetic about being silenced by corporate platforms when I'm launching a community called the Rebel Elements. So, just to give a little backstory there, I've understood for a while because of getting kicked off of platforms for being too spicy. Which again, if you know me, I don't get that spicy. I just am like, hey, this is a problem. Maybe we shouldn't kill people. I don't know why that's rebellious, but it is in this system. But I've known that I wanted a private community space. I just couldn't figure out the where. And of course, here on Substack, this camera, and here on YouTube, this camera, I want to build community. I want to keep connecting with you all and deepening conversations and building real relationships. And that's why I created the Rebel Elements community. So it's been a long time coming because I needed to play with the platforms, but my actual private community is going to be housed over on Heartbeat. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you can actually get the link right now and go sign up. Like it's there. It's free. And I can't wait to welcome people into this community because it's just going to be a gentle space for us to talk about nature, celebrate our wins, connect for the moon ceremonies. And there, of course, will be courses and deeper community circles and all of that involved in it. The people who have signed up for seasonal shenanigans get their own little private room and space to process the rituals and see the replays and all that good stuff. But this is clearly like when I sat last night and I kind of compared where I am now compared to 2024. When I lost my account in 2024, when I came back to my computer and I sat down and I was going to look to see if my friend had seen my happy birthday message and my account's just gone. I paced for days. I mean, I was so ill with fear. I was ill with anger. I felt like such a victim. Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? And the truth is, I have not done anything wrong. I have not done anything wrong. No one has done anything wrong in standing up against violence and saying that the horrible things happening in the world right now should, in fact, not be happening and that we can co-create peace in the world. That is entirely possible. I don't know why that's such a bad thing to say, but I know that I'm not wrong for saying it. The systems, the powers that be might try to make me feel wrong or bad for speaking to this, but I don't play by that game anymore. So again, as I was sitting here last night, I was like, oh, my Facebook account's banned. I could upload my ID and see if it goes through this time. Because again, literally last time, the appeal was the same exact way. Upload your selfie, upload your ID. And then within I don't know, less than 10 hours of me uploading my ID, they said, your account's getting banned. You can't appeal. And that's where I had to get the lawyer involved. So I'm sitting with, in a few days, I might go ahead and upload my ID. If I feel like it, I'm really I'm really feeling into, is that the right thing for me? Is that what I need? Is that energetically right for my people, right? I'm kind of going through the list in my head of the connections I have on Facebook that I actually was connected to, the people that I would want to continue to have a connection with. I love that I'm using the working as intended mug. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this. This is Justin's working as intended mug. This was something that a friend, when he was working back at not a data center, a call center. That's the word I'm looking for. He was working at a call center where it was all corporate bullshit and like their policies were nuts. And he was like a tech support for websites. So he'd get people angry when websites went down, and he would always say, well, it's working as intended, because so much of the enshittification and frustration with our technology is intentional. So yeah, working as intended. The Facebook algorithm, the Meta platform, is working as intended. It is working as intended to continue to prop up violent systems and to allow violent rhetoric, because that gets the engagement going, right? On the one hand, with Dr. Bird getting so much harassment on Meta platforms, I'm like, yay, your stuff's being seen. People are seeing your words. But when 95% of the comments coming through is literal hate speech, I just don't know what to do with that. So, excuse me. What do you need to know at this point? Like I said, I am holding right now. Interestingly enough, yesterday my tarot card was the Temperance card, and I was like, what is this about? I drew it yesterday morning, and the meaning of the card is essentially it's between the Death card and the Devil card in the major arcana. And so it's like something old is dying, and there's going to be a temptation, the temptation of the devil. Will you choose that? Will you choose the devil, or will you choose something else? And I was like, what is this talking about? So as I sit with it right now, I'm like, oh, maybe this has to do with Facebook, because the shiny object, the devil, as indicated in the card, often the card has like shiny objects around the figure in the card. And that person or that entity finds themselves imprisoned in the devil card. Yet the prison is a prison of their own mind. The lock is actually open. The person could leave at any point in time, but they have been drawn by the shiny objects and feel themselves stuck. I have felt very stuck on Facebook. I have, not walked on eggshells since I've come back, when I got my account back in 2024. But my algorithm has been seriously dinged, and I've felt like I've been shadow banned for a large portion of that time. So it's like the temptation is there to get the account back, because it feels like I need the account back. But honestly, at this point, what feels true is that even if I got the account back, it would really only be to contact people and let them know, hey, if you really want to stay connected, come over here. But at the same time, I feel like the people who really want to be connected with me at this stage probably are connected with me, whether on my Substack, my newsletter, my private email newsletter, or my YouTube. So it's like, what is the point in going back? And so as I was doing my card pull this morning, I actually directly asked the question, what do I need to know about the Facebook situation? What's going on here? And I pulled the 10 of Swords. And I'm currently using a mermaid deck. And so this is going to be quite the visceral description here. But the 10 of Swords, if you're not familiar with it, in the mermaid deck, the mermaid, it's a merman, and he is laying face down in the snow with 10 swords in his back, and his tail limply wrapped around the front of the frame, and his blood is pooling into the white snow. That was the answer to my question of what do I need to know about about Facebook? And the meaning is essentially, sometimes things are just dead and they do not come back. And in this case, that is actually a divine blessing. And that is the meaning of the card. And so I was really sitting with that, and I'm like, there's a lot of acceptance here. Like, I don't feel that desperate, oh my God, I've got to be on the platform or else I'm not going to reach the right person. I am kind of entering a stage of trust where I'm trusting that maybe my people aren't on Facebook. They are over here on YouTube. They are over here on Substack. They're already going to my website. They're signing up for my newsletter. They are gathering with me in person and building community in person. There has been, and Holly, if you're still watching it, watching me today, I know you'll be like, yay, at least that. There has been this draw for more in-person events. And I feel like this is calling me into that even more deeply. And not to go too down the doomsday spiral, but I think that our local communities are going to be more important than ever before in this year and the years to come. I think that anchoring in with the people around us and knowing where our resources are, and who we can rely on and who we can call on, who we can drive to, right? That is also really important. And if we can't drive, who can drive to us? Who can come check on us, right? Like, this is the time to be thinking about those things. And I know it is completely escaping me right now, but we have seen governments shut down internet to keep information from getting out. So you never know what could happen in the United States coming up. I really hope that nothing extreme like that is ever going to happen, but I notice the patterns and I certainly have concerns. So, all that to say, please connect with me where you want to connect with me. Make sure that you're following, that you are signed up, that I have your email. Like, if you want to make sure that we're staying in touch, please actually engage in some other way other than Meta. Hopefully, I know Meta is gone, and so I'm not going to reach any of those people. I'll make sure that I'm going to ask some friends and some loved ones to post on my behalf on Facebook, basically to say Safriana is gone. Again, if I do or don't come back, I haven't determined that yet. If I'll try to appeal. Do I want to give Meta my full ID right now? I'm not sure I do. It's like, it's just so iffy. I'd love to know your opinion. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Cause like I said, I'm not really in a panic mode. I'm just like I'm gonna feel it out mode. We're gonna see what happens. But ultimately, this is just a reminder that corporate platforms that are literally siding with fascism in so many cases. Why are we here? What is happening? These aren't safe containers for transformation and justice-oriented work, right? And so I need to find and make the platforms that are. So again, I encourage you to join me where we can actually speak freely about spirituality and the real world systems that need dismantling. I am creating that heartbeat community. It is available if you want to be in it. Just ask. People that are in the Seasonal Shenanigans series have been sent an email already with the link in it. Yeah. Thanks, Holly. The shiny things concept applies in so many areas. I support no Meta. I'll find you anywhere. Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, it's the shiny object really is this syndrome of wanting to do what everyone else is doing and feeling like you need to do things in a certain way. And this is a side story. I haven't talked super publicly about it because it was back in 2023 and 2024 as all the fallout with Meta was happening. But, I thought I had to use Meta because I had actually hired a coach back at the end of 2023 who I could tell so many stories. It was super predatory. It was really gross when I look back on it. She approached me on Meta, said that I was this amazing being. She wanted to help me shine more. I paid her a lot of money. Then my Facebook account got suspended and I was still in the middle of working with her. And I was like, what do I do? Can you help train me to work on other platforms? Can we come up with a marketing strategy for me to expand beyond Meta? And she was like, no, you better come back to Meta or, you're basically just forfeiting working with me because I only work with Meta. It was such a gross thing that I still, to this day, I'm like, this is why the coaching industry, I question at times, and why I believe we need to talk about ethics in every single domain. All domains, ethics are important. But yeah, like Meta largely just sees people as walking dollar signs, and people that are trying to push Meta often feel the same way. It's more about money. And honestly, I'm really tired of following. This is just Safrian on the soapbox here. I'm really tired of following so many people who aren't willing to put themselves on the line in the name of injustice. I so strongly believe in using every ounce of privilege I have as a white woman Even though I have marginalized status as a queer person, I want to use every ounce of privilege that I do have to speak up against injustice, to speak up about what is being done to Indigenous, Black, brown bodies, to speak up against genocide, against the violence that's happening in our cities right now that is not constitutional in any way, shape, or form, but is literally just 6 people, 7 people in power pulling strings and saying, yep, do whatever you want. Not okay. I will never, ever, ever say any of these things are okay. And I want to surround myself with more people who are willing to put themselves on the line to say, that's not okay. So, yeah, if that means I get banned from Meta and I can't speak on that platform anymore because what I need to speak, the truth, the justice, is not welcomed, then I mean, I'll go build my house somewhere else. I will continue to find my people. I have faith. So, if you are a person with an email list, you're a person with an audience, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Substack, you're on YouTube, you have a way to help support me in my mission, I would love to ask that you let me know that, and perhaps I can share with you some details about the offers that I have coming up, the community, my podcast, etc. I would love to cross promote wherever I can. I am still on LinkedIn. I am on YouTube. I am on Substack. So those are my 3 big platforms at this point in time. I am, of course, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, all that stuff too. So there's still plenty of places to follow me, to chat with me, to help promote me and get my message out there. I would love your assistance if you have it available to give. And otherwise, those of you still on Facebook, I might ask you to share with friends here soon if I choose not to come back. But I am still weighing all of that. Like I said, if I do choose to come back, it's probably just going to be to tell people to come follow me elsewhere. And then I would probably literally completely shut down my account. But I have to weigh if that's worth it. And I don't really know that it is. So they can suspend my account, but they cannot suspend the movement I am trying to co-create with others. This work is bigger than any other platform. I hope to see you in the Rebel Elements and otherwise to continue to be with you here on Substack, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. So that's all for now. That's the update. If you can't find me on Facebook, that is why. And otherwise, I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you will use whatever power you have to do what you can in the world. You don't have to be a banner carrying person like me that speaks up vocally online, right? You don't have to do that. But can you donate? Can you volunteer? Can you go protest? Can you paint signs? Can you make something for protesters, right? There's so many ways to be involved in justice. And it's not a one size fits all. There's no one size fits all in anything. So, all right, my friends, I love you all so much. I see you. I believe in you. I believe in myself. I don't have this panic and fear that I did back in 2024. So I feel really good about that. And yeah, I have faith. I will figure it all out. All right. Well, we'll say goodbye to YouTube and LinkedIn